Okay, so I just really wanted to get my tapestry in this. What's up guys, it's me obviously, and today I'm back with just a chill video. On my mom's channel, people tend to ask us like what do we watch and stuff. So I'm doing like my top 10 on Hulu and Netflix because we recently got Hulu and I have a lot of favorites on Hulu. And on Netflix I actually have a lot. Like when I was writing my list I was kind of like, this is more than 10. Yeah, it's like 20. I didn't know I liked that many things on Netflix. But yeah, so if I'm moving a lot, I'm on my knees because when I sit down on my butt you can't see me because I'm short. And I also have like a side note of like movies that I recommend overall that aren't on Hulu or Netflix, just like to watch them. I'm gonna start with Hulu top 10 because there's only 10. And I'll basically like give a brief description of what they are. Actually, I'm gonna look at Annika's video because Annika kind of did the same kind of video but not the same video. She did like movies that you wouldn't normally see on Netflix or something like that. Annika is my favorite like beauty YouTuber. She's my age, she's freaking beautiful. I love her. She is a queen, a goddess, I tell you. Gotta make that money. I hate ads so much, but I mean like you gotta make that paper. Me too. Like everybody that hates me is just making me money, so thank you to the haters out there. All you're doing is making me money. And like now I know where all these like gorilla. Okay, so I'm just gonna start with Hulu because that's easy. I'm sorry if this video is really long. I touch my hair a lot. I'm sorry, but it's like really clean and it smells so good. We got this new shampoo. Anyways, so my first one is Beetlejuice. This is a really old movie. It's one of my favorites. Lydia is my favorite. My favorite quote by her is like, I myself am strange and unusual, and I love that. Like me, you know? Yeah, it's basically about this couple that passed away, and then there's the book of the recently deceased, and they go through this like whole basically this family moves into their house and they're still there like as ghosts and they can't leave. So yeah, I don't want to spoil it because it's such a good movie. So if you have Kodi or Hulu, then I recommend you watch it. Another one is 90 Day Fiancé. I've been watching that for the past, like, the whole weekend. I started watching it this weekend because I was watching it on YouTube in, like, clips. And basically, it's, like, one of the people in the couple does not live in America, and so they have to get a K-1 visa. And they have to like go through this whole process, and then they have 90 days to get married and to find out whether or not they actually want to marry the person that they're moving to America with, and if not then they just go back to their hometown. That's what 90 Day Fiancé is. It's really good. It's also on like YouTube, like in clips, so it's a really good show. So if you don't have Hulu, just go on YouTube and there will be a bunch of clips. Another one is MasterChef. If you watched my my Vlogmas, I was watching MasterChef basically 24/7. Such a good show. I'm already caught up. I don't have any more to watch, so I'm kind of devastated about it, but it's a really good show. It's basically, I think, like 20 chefs, or 19, 24, I'm not sure how many, the top whatever, and they compete until they get to the top 3, and for, I think, $250,000, and a book, and a trophy. So it's a really good show, really competitive. I love it. It's a good show. Another one is Gordon Ramsay's 24 Hours to Hell and Back. Basically he goes to this really bad restaurant and he secretly records 2 weeks before, showing all the bad things they do, and they didn't know they were being recorded obviously because it's a really good show, and he exposes them and then he shows the customers that are there and they're just like, oh my god, it's so disgusting. Like Gordon Ramsay actually threw up in an episode, and so did the recorder, like the dude who was recording almost threw up and he was gagging. So it's a really good show. And then like by the end they like remake the whole thing, and then they like deal with family problems. Another one's Cutthroat Kitchen. Cutthroat Kitchen is 4 chefs. I watch cooking shows. I really love cooking shows. It's 4 chefs that are competing, and they have $25,000, and they have to use that money to buy sabotages, and basically they give them to a person and they have to work with that sabotage and cook, and the judge has no idea what they went through. So it's such a good show. I'm all caught up as well. Okay, another one is Gravity Falls. Gravity Falls is this Disney show, or Disney XD or something like that. It's such a good show. I love Dipper. He's my favorite character. And yeah, I don't even know how to explain that show. Just a lot of like conspiracy theories go around it, and it's a good show. I recommend it. It's a kid's show. It's a cartoon, but it's really good. Another one is Good Doctor. One of my good friends told me to watch this, and thank you for that. Also, people on YouTube. It's about this guy named Sean prayed played by Freddie Highmore, who is the kid from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and on Bates Motel. He is such a good actor, and he's Australian. He has such a good American accent. Props to you, Freddie. Overall, I just love him so much. And basically it's about him having autism. Why did I say autism? And he's a surgeon, and people didn't believe in him, but most of the time, like 98% of the time, he's right. And he's super smart. He also has this other thing he's like really smart, and he sees things other people don't. Oh god, okay. And it's a really good show. It's so good. It's about doctors, obviously. So if you don't like blood and stuff, I don't recommend you watch it. But if you're okay with that, I recommend it, and you're into like all the doctory stuff like me, watch it. Naked and Afraid. I watched this about 2 years ago with my aunt, Christina, and Claudia. Aunt? Claudia? Cousin? I don't know. I used to go to their house after school. I can't speak. And it's basically about a girl and a guy. They go out naked into this like random place, and they have to live. I don't remember how many hours, but I found it on Hulu, so I'm gonna start watching that after 90 Day Fiancé. But it's just, you have to live naked and afraid. Yeah, you have to like find your own food and deal with the mosquitoes. Another one is My Strange Addiction. My Strange Addiction is pretty disgusting. It's basically they have an addiction to like eating something. Like one of them is like my husband's ashes, and one of them is drinking blood. It just shows them like dealing with it and trying to get over it. But yeah, they're addicted to like eating things or like doing things and stuff like that. Another one is SVU. This is on Netflix and Hulu, so if you have either, you can watch either. But basically, it's this criminal show, basically a bunch of crimes. It's SVU, Special Victims Unit. They deal with like rape and all kinds of stuff like that. So if you're into criminal stuff, it's really good. Okay, Netflix. I have a lot for you. So if you're looking for things to watch and you've watched all these, welcome to the club of not having a life. Grey's Anatomy. This is on both Hulu and Netflix. But I didn't see it on Hulu when I was writing my list. Okay, I'm sitting on my butt. I don't care. Basically, Grey's Anatomy is another doctor show. One of the first ones I watched ever. I didn't get anything done. I was homeschooled when I started rewatching it, and honey, I was like depressed. So if you're not doing anything right now, I suggest you watch Grey's Anatomy, or if you're not sensitive like me, watch Grey's Anatomy. You will get attached to characters. You will be very sad. I stopped watching Grey's Anatomy for a good 5 months because a character passed away. I'm not going to say because that would literally be the major spoiler and you would die and not want to watch it. A character died and I stopped watching it for 5 months because I could not deal. I was literally bawling in my mom's arms. Another one, Haunting of Hill House. This was a really big thing. So if you haven't heard of it, I don't know where you've been. But basically, it's these characters. I don't even know how to explain this. It's just such a scary show. The bent neck lady, been in my nightmares. It's a very scary show. I don't know how to explain it. But if you're ready to be scared, you can. We literally watched it, I think, in a day. In one day. Tidying Up with Marie Kondo. I don't know how to say her last name. I'm sorry if I butchered it, Marie. But she's this cute little, I think she's Japanese, and she has like this thing where she loves to clean. She loves messes. I'm gonna sit up now. She loves messes. She goes to your house and she like looks around and she's like, oh my god. It's not like it's not hoarders or whatever. Oh, hoarders, I like hoarders too. Their house isn't organized, and so she organizes it and she looks around, and then she does this thing where she like sits on the ground. She does like this ritual thing. It's a really good show. Somebody in my mom's comments also recommended that, and it's really, really good. But yeah, it's about organizing, and I like cleaning and stuff and organizing, and like, it's good. So I recommend. The Addams Family. Addams Family. If you haven't heard of that, it's also another old movie. Honey, it is such a good movie. Almost a show. It is about this family. They're like creepy, and nobody likes them. I don't even know how to explain it. All of the Addams Family movies are amazing, and if you haven't watched them, please watch them because you will not regret it. Is Nailed It. People tend to hate this show and find it really cringy, which it is cringy. I sort of watch it to like fall asleep. It's kind of hard to fall asleep though because the host is really, really loud. But basically it's about where these amateur chefs or bakers, not chefs. They have to bake something that was made by a professional and make it look good, but it ends up looking really bad. Here's a meme. It's my like really favorite meme. But yeah, really good. I don't know why I like it. It's really cringy and kind of annoying, but I really like it, so judge me on it. Coraline, one of my favorite movies of all time. I love Coraline so freaking much. My mom hates, she doesn't hate it, but she hates how much I watch it and how much I love it, because I've loved it since I was like 11, and I still watch it to this day. I will watch it over and over. I know every line of that movie. I recently am gonna order a hoodie that's Coraline, and she's in like the tunnel thing to go to her mom, and Honey. It is another kids movie. It's so good, I'm telling you. It's basically about this girl who has another mother, and she has button eyes, and then she ends up being evil. And that's all I'm gonna tell you. Okay, another one, Skin Wars. Skin Wars is kind of cringy as well, but it's really good. It is basically just a bunch of competitors for a whole season painting on bodies. Like, it's a professional thing where you paint on bodies and they judge it, and then you leave, and that's it. It's a really good show. I made it sound boring, but I promise it's good. Mickey's House of Villains. I have been watching this since I was like 12. Whenever I got on Netflix, I watched it one time with my little sisters, and I never went back because they're like actually really good. My favorite one, it's one of the villain ones. The only ones I liked were the villain ones. I don't really like the ones that Mickey were playing. Sorry, Mickey. Mickey and Minnie go to like in the woods, and then they find this house that's made out of candy or whatever, and then this witch tries to eat them, and it's really good, and the music is in it. Music that is in it that plays while they're in there is really good. So Mickey House of Villains, you won't regret it. The Vampire Diaries. I'm not obsessed with it anymore, but this is something I recommend. I'm not even gonna say why I don't like it anymore, but there's a reason, and you'll find out if you watch it. But I was obsessed. I was obsessed with Damon, and I used to think he was so hot, but now I'm like, he's alright. His real name is Ian Somerhalder. I don't want to butcher your name. Sorry, Damon or Ian. But basically, it's a vampire show, obviously, and this girl who looks just like someone they had in the past, a doppelganger. Hi.
Hi. Just obnoxious now, coming to check in. Clean your room when you are done, child.
Vampire Diaries. It's a really good show. She is so much better with Damon. Elena with Damon. 10 out of 10, oh my god. Bird Box, I know, overrated, but it was a really good movie. Don't at me on it. It was good. That's all I'm gonna say. If you didn't see the memes, 13 cameras and 14 cameras. That's basically part 1 and part 2. It is about this creepy guy who rents houses or apartments to families or couples, and then he takes one of them just to keep them. That's all I'm gonna say. It's a really creepy and anxiety-filled movie. So, if you're ready to be creeped out, 13 and 14 cameras. Really, really good. Just 13 cameras and then 14 cameras is part 1 and 2. H2O. I don't care. I know all the words to the intro song. I rewatched it about 15 times. It's an Australian show. I love their accents. I love accents overall. There was these Australian people in line at Disneyland, and I was like, it's a mermaid show, and it's these 3 girls who turn into mermaids, and yeah. I was 13, but it's still a really good show. I mean, I'd watch it when I'm bored. Sorry if you don't like it and if it's cringy. It's a cringy show, but I really like it, so. Mulan, one of my favorite Disney movies. She's my favorite princess. She's a princess. Not really a princess, but a princess. Glee is such a heartwarming show. It's about Glee is like a group of people who sing really good, and they compete in competitions. There's a lot of drama, a lot of gay couples. Really good show. If you don't like musical stuff, don't watch it because you will hate it. Walking Dead, I mean, if you haven't heard about The Walking Dead by now, I don't know where you've been at. It's been going on for I think like 8 years. The shows has been on. One time I didn't want to watch it because I was like a baby and I hated the zombies so much. But such a good zombie show. They're kind of dragging it on, and it's only about Negan, but we're not gonna talk about that. It's a zombie show. There's a zombie apocalypse. A lot of good characters. My favorite is Daryl. Love him. Would You Rather? Oh My Honey. It's a really creepy movie. It's not really scary, but there's a lot of blood. So again, if you don't like blood, don't watch this movie. Yeah? Would You Rather is a really good creepy movie. Basically it's these 8 people go to this dinner party thing and they get killed one by one, and then one of them wins a bunch of money. You have to do, would you rather do this or this? And they're really bad things and they torture people until they die. Good movie. I've seen that so many times. Hush is also a really creepy movie. It's this deaf girl who lives alone in the woods and this guy tries to kill her. And then it has a lot of backstory behind it, but it's a really good, intense movie. Obviously, The Office, I mean, like, look what I'm wearing. The Office is a really good documentary type, not documentary, like, camera, like, moving around and stuff. People don't like that show because it's not funny, but it's really funny. People don't give it a chance. You gotta watch at least 5 episodes to understand how funny it is. People stop after, like, the 3rd, but I promise, after, like, the 5th or 10th episode, you'll like it. So, To All the Boys I Loved Before, this was a very overrated movie in my opinion, but it was good. It was heartwarming. I liked it. I don't see the hoopla on Noah Centineo, the dude who plays the guy in To All the Boys I Loved Before. I don't. He's not cute. I'm sorry. It's a really cute girl who falls in love with the popular guy and he ends up being actually really nice. That's all I got for you. Sarah Burgess is a loser. I didn't watch the end of it, but it's a really good movie. I liked it a lot. People hated it, but I actually really liked it. I'm not gonna explain this movie. Dexter, I watched it all in about a month. Has a lot of blood. Just a disclaimer, has a lot of blood. But basically it's about this guy who has an obsession with killing people, and then he chops them up and throws them in the ocean, and then there's a lot of plot twists, and you're just like, The Good Place. The Good Place I watched in about 24 hours in one day. And then the second season came out and I watched the whole thing. Basically, she's accidentally in the good place and she tries to deal with that. Blue Bloods, another crime show, really good. Me and my mom watched it together while I was homeschooled. We'd literally be like late to the kids sometimes because we're like, after this episode, and then it'd start playing and we're like, and then we gotta leave. It's a family full of cops and lawyers and stuff. And lastly, movies I just recommend overall, not on Hulu or Netflix, but I just recommend them. So if you need movie recommendations, just movies, not shows. And okay, so here we go. Harry Potter, all the Harry Potters, watch them. Harry Potter's just amazing. I don't even have to explain it. Harry Potter is my life. I love Harry Potter. I'm a Slytherin. Twilight is, they're actually all on Hulu. I'm so dumb. Twilight are all on Hulu, so if you want to watch that. Twilight's all of them are good. The first 2 are kind of really cringy. And I don't like the first one, in my opinion. I hate the first one. But the rest are really good. Eclipse is my favorite. No, Breaking Dawn Part 2 is my favorite. Twilight's pretty self-explanatory. It's a vampire movie. Wonder, really heartwarming movie. I cried about 7 times over the stupidest crap. But Wonder's a really good movie. This kid who has a face deformality and he is like such a funny person. I'd be friends with him. Basically he starts school. This guy is a really big douche to him. I hated him. Really good movie. It's on Hulu. Is it on? Yes, it's on Hulu. I'm sorry. I'm so dumb. And Home Alone. All of the Home Alones are amazing. Well, no. The 4th one's really bad. The 1st and 2nd are really good. They have Macaulay Culkin in it, but the 3rd and 4th are just really bad and stupid. I don't even know why they bothered. It's about this boy who gets left home alone. Suicide Squad. Really good movie. I liked it a lot. I fell asleep the first time, but it was actually really good when I ended up watching it. It's about this group of people who are like bad people and they get locked up or whatever, and they end up saving like the planet or something. The songs in it are really good. They're by 21 Pilots, so obviously. Wreck-It Ralph. I wrote Tit Ralph. Wreck-Tit Ralph. Wreck-It Ralph. I've seen this movie at least 40 plus times. My family hates that I watch how much I used to watch it, but it's so good. Last one. Used to be on Netflix. They took it off. I don't know what's wrong with them. But I used to think it was the creepiest movie of all time. I did not like it. I did not understand why my Aunt Stephanie loved it so much, but when I finally watched it, I did not go back. I watched it every morning when I woke up during the summer. It is such a good movie. Oh my god. It's a cartoon movie as well. It's kid friendly. It's just a really creepy movie. But I like creepy now. I am creepy. Like that's my aesthetic. But basically it's about this guy who has an arranged marriage with this girl, but then he this corpse comes to life and takes him down there. It's not hell. Where all the people live. No, it is. They have unfinished business. And corpse is in love with him, but then she moves on, and then she turns into butterflies, and it's a really good movie. This is a 30-minute video. I don't know how short I'm gonna cut it down to, but hopefully I do enough. But yeah, those are all of the movies on Netflix and movies and shows on Netflix and Hulu that I recommend, and also just movies in general that aren't on either. But if you can somehow stream them, props to you. People tend to need to know like what to watch. I'm always looking up stuff to watch, but ever since I got Hulu, I have endless amounts of crap to watch. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys in the next video, and leave a like, comment, subscribe, or do whatever you want to do, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!